Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com on a Friday, the 19th of April. So yeah, we have obviously lots of volatility starting up. And if you think that the sell-off today during the regular market hours had to do something with the Iran-Israel situation, let me show you something. Let's get right into the charts. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. Give me a thumbs up, put some commentary in. That chapter, I think, is closed. We had that scare last night, huge volatility and, risk on, risk off asset, risk off assets and so forth. That was all reversed early today. But here's the deal. I want to get right into the charts here. So if you go and check it out, I've been talking about this to my members, and if you want to ascribe today's selling in the technology sector, that's your culprit right there. NVIDIA finally broke down. I've been talking about how NVIDIA, and the mega caps, that's really what's going to lead the market down. Now, interestingly, the Dow was up today. Notice because American Express was up, UNH was up. There's like half of the Dow stocks were up today. So this was a major technology sell-off. Let's get into the S&P now. The S&P did sell off. Obviously, again, technology is a big cap weight, in the S&P. So it obviously did push the index lower, but not to the extent that the NASDAQ, NASDAQ 100, it's all technology. So I made mention this morning to my members that we possibly retest the lows here at some point in the S&P, but notice it did not, simply because the Dow was up. What did in fact actually break down below the lows was the NASDAQ 100 futures, and that again has to do with Apple breaking down. You saw Tesla. Tesla's also actually Tesla hung in there today. It still was down, but not as much as the rest of the Mag 7. Now, what's interesting here on the NASDAQ futures is a lot of these levels here got blown out, but we never came up and tested. We came up and tested the breakout from last night, right up here. You got to be really, really quick this morning and jump on that. But we do have some levels below. We're looking at the Dow was the only one that actually hit a level last night with the sell-off, and clearly that was up on the day today. So you can see that here we got to bounce off of this 13,456 level. Bitcoin also looked like it was going to fall off and fell right and rallied with the halving this weekend. We'll see what happens with that. But again, it's kind of tracking the stock market. It did lift also. It was falling hard with the Israel-Iran situation last night, and then it just recovered sharply. Rates again came off a little bit last night as a flight to safety here, and then again shot right back up again. So nothing going on there. The dollar similar. So all the risk off type of rallies from last night were unwound, if you will. Even gold spiked a little bit. Oil spiked, as you know. So pretty much everything that happened last night is a knee-jerk reverse course today. So that leaves us back to the same. You've got huge earnings next week. We've got Tesla on Tuesday. We've got Meta on Wednesday, Google, and Microsoft on Thursday. We got the core PCE. So we got all kind of stuff going on next week. We'll see how this technology sell-off ends up here with some of these stocks getting pretty beat up now. I think we've AMD came into a really great level. We actually picked up some calls on that today, but that really kind of sums it up. So also the VIX, remember I've been talking about the VIX as a leading indicator here. We came up to 21. Remember I mentioned the other day, 21 was the level. We actually, last night came up to 21 and then shot right back down again. So, the next level to look at is 15. Let's see if we get a rally and we can hold, and come down to 15. We could be in a, again, a new volatility situation if we bounce between 15 and 20. The only way we would get up into the 30s is we have some really kind of shock, price shock or something to that, which could have happened if that situation last night actually was worse than initially thought. So, right. So anyways, that is what it is. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the correction takes hold even further. The fact that today, again, look, we had AXP up. You can just look through a lot of stocks that were up huge. In fact, American Express, this is what I think is going to be a little bit more on the bullish side. And until you get a broad-based sell-off, it's going to be continued rotation. Even the energy shares were up today, for obvious reasons. But stocks like LNG, EOG, which is stocks that we're looking at right now, United Health, UNH. So it wasn't, it was all, bottom line, it was just technology, technology that was hit today, and more precisely, NVIDIA. So we'll see what happens next week with these big earnings coming up. Okay. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. Give me a thumbs up and some commentary. I'm going to probably put together a class coming up, so stay tuned. Okay, have a great weekend. We'll talk on Tuesday.